There are 1.2 million species documented in existence today. However, scientists estimate the number to be somewhere around 8.7 million. Due to extinction, however, we may never know the exact number. The largest organ on the body is skin. In 2006, artist Kim Graham and a group of 25 volunteers spent 15 days using entirely non-toxic recycled paper products to create a 12-foot 7-meter tall paper match tree doll. A 7-year-old second grader was suspended for biting a Pop-Tart into the shape of a mountain, which school officials mistook for a gun. Astronauts would weigh 1/6 of their weight if they were in space, compared to on Earth. There are 36 armed dolphins trained by the U.S. Navy to kill terrorists which have been missing in the Gulf of Mexico since Hurricane Katrina in 2005. They carry toxic dart guns capable of killing a person with one shot. The Uni has deemed access to the internet a human right. A prince in Abu Dhabi spent $2.5 million to create a Mercedes-Benz with a V10 engine with 1,600 horsepower that goes 0 to 100 in less than 2 seconds running on biofuel. In the summer of 1932, while sitting in a restaurant, Adolf Hitler designed the prototype for what would become the first Volkswagen Beetle. Marvel Comics once created a superhero named Throg, who was a frog that has the power of Thor and is in a group called the Pet Avengers. The largest natural bridge in the world is the Ferry Bridge in China, and was virtually unknown to the rest of the world until it was observed on Google Maps. There is a Russian-published novel called The Last Ring-Bearer which retells the Lord of the Rings from the perspective of Sauron. A study conducted by Loma Linda University in 2010 concluded that laughter not only reduces stress but increases the production of antibodies and kills the activity of tumor cells. Oil expands with the rise of temperature. Hence, if you're filling your car up, it's best in the morning or late at night when it's not hot to get the most bang for your buck. Arnold Schwarzenegger was paid $15 million in the second Terminator film, where he only said 700 words of dialogue, at a cost-by-word basis. His famous line "Hasta la vista, baby" cost over $85,000. Space Jam is the highest-grossing basketball movie of all time. Astatine is the most rare element on Earth, with only 30 grams total in the Earth's crust. The word muggle was added to the English dictionary and is defined as a person lacking a particular skill. If police in Thailand misbehave, they're punished by being made to wear bright pink Hello Kitty armbands. There is a cruise ship named The World where residents permanently live as it travels around the globe. An apartment on board costs $2 million while you fork out $270,000 a year for maintenance costs. The Bingham Canyon copper mine in Utah is the largest man-made hole at half a mile 1 km deep, 2 miles 4 km wide and covers 770 hectares. Elephants can use the skin folds on their backs to crush mosquitoes. The richest woman in Germany, Suzanne Klatten, met her husband while she was working in an internship for BMW under a fake name. In the 1980s, he had no idea who she actually was until she was sure about the relationship when she revealed herself. The Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia, has twice as many bathrooms as is necessary, because when it was built in the 1940s, the state of Virginia still had segregation laws requiring separate toilet facilities for blacks and whites. Drowning people cannot wave for help. Nature instinctively forces them to extend their arms laterally and press down on the water's surface. Pressing down on the surface of the water permits drowning people to leverage their bodies so they can lift their mouths out of the water to breathe. When German fighter pilot Manfred von Richthofen K, the Red Baron, was shot down and killed, the Allies gave him a full military funeral with honors. In order to become governor of Kentucky, one must have never participated in a duel. When young people are affected by grief, their immune system becomes stronger. However, when older people experience grief, their immune system weakens. This may explain why many elderly couples pass away only a short time apart. In 2012, a set of twins were born at a record 87 days apart. There is a road in Lancaster, California that has hundreds of grooves carved in it, so that when you drive over them, they play the William Tell Overture. As recently as 2009, China had elementary schools wholly sponsored by Big Tobacco. One school in Sichuan had a message on their front gate that said, "Tobacco can help you become an achiever." Pope Francis worked briefly as a chemical technician and nightclub bouncer before entering the seminary. Pizza boxes, or any cardboard or paper with grease soaked into it, aren't usually recycled. While directing Jurassic Park, when Spielberg saw CGI of T-Rex, he said to stop-motion animator Phil Tippett, "You're out of a job," to which Tippett replied, "Don't you mean extinct?" Spielberg later incorporated this dialogue into the movie. In 2008, when Gordon Ramsay was filming in Iceland, he lost his footing and fell during a descent off an 85-foot cliff, landing in the icy water below. His film crew reported he was submerged for at least 45 seconds. There is something known as ruin value, a concept that a building be designed such that if it eventually collapsed, it would leave behind aesthetically pleasing ruins that would last far longer without any maintenance at all. Samuel L. Jackson had "bad motherfucker" engraved on the lightsaber that he used in Star Wars. The USA recruited 1,600 Nazi scientists and created false employment histories and expunged Nazi party memberships and regime affiliations from the public record. Jeremy Clarkson once published his bank account number and sort code to prove that the information couldn't be used to steal money. Someone used it to set up a monthly direct debit from his bank account to a charity. There is a screenplay named A Tuck which has never been made into a movie because anyone who has shown interest in playing the lead role has died unexpectedly, including John Candy, Chris Farley, John Belushi, and Sam Kinison. Buzz Aldrin's mother's maiden name was Moon. Vin Diesel sent Steven Spielberg a video of his self-directed short movie with a letter about his admiration for the director. Spielberg then specifically wrote a role in Saving Private Ryan for him. Tara Strong, the voice actress for Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls, has done 573 other credited voice roles, including Timmy Turner from The Fairly Odd Parents, Dill Pickles from The Rugrats, and Omi from Xiaolan Showdown. Uranus is the coldest planet in our solar system, even though Neptune is farther from the Sun. The proof for 1 + 1 = 2 is 372 pages long and was not proven until the 20th century. In 2009, a woman filed a lawsuit against PepsiCo after discovering that the crunch berries in a Cap Crunch cereal had not in fact been real fruit. The case was thrown out, with the judge remarking that to do otherwise would ignore all concepts of personal responsibility and common sense. A hippo sleeping underwater automatically rises to the surface and breathes without waking up, and does this every 4 minutes. The cerebellum makes up 10% of the total volume of the human brain. Each of your eyeballs is moved by 6 muscles. The active ingredient in catnip is called nepentolactone. Approximately 450 million people suffer from neuropsychiatric mental and behavioral disorders. Between 1987 and 1997, the number of people in the USA being treated for depression more than tripled, from 1.8 million to 6.3 million, while those taking antidepressants doubled. On May 13, 1935, World War I hero Colonel T. Lawrence, better known as Lawrence of Arabia, suffered a fractured skull when he lost control of his motorcycle. He fell into a coma and died 5 days later. Sharks can detect electrical fields generated by animals. To detect these fields, sharks use special organs called ampullae of Lorenzini that are located below their eyes. The brain of a 136 kilograms 300 pound swordfish weighs only 2.2 grams 0.005 pounds.